The Voice 17104.com. This is Zanetta Winfield, and you're listening to The Voice 17104.com. The Voice 17104.com.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today here on The Voice 17104 here at Rick's Place. We're here with Pastor Chris Thomas.
Back, Mr. Roy. Welcome back, sir.
And we're here 2 days after the current political cycle, and we're halfway through. The Tuesday primary races netted some wins and netted some losses. First of all, I'd like to say that those who weren't successful in their endeavor to achieve a political position, you never give up. This is simply the first step of being involved in a long process. You started the process of holding a political office. Keep that going. Stay involved. Hold the feet to the fire of those who were successful, that they do the right thing for the neighborhood, the community, the state, and the nation. We're involved now. It's like Tyrion Lannister said to the nearest Targaryen, you're in the big game now. And that's terrifying, especially in the times we live in now. But you chose this road and stay on it. Those who were successful in the nominating process, because that's what the primary election is, a nominating process. And the people who nominated you, well, you now have to move to the general election. So in the nominating process, only those in each political party can vote for you. The Democrat, only the Democrats vote for the Democrat. The Republicans, the Republicans vote for you. In the general, everybody can vote for everybody. It gets interesting. Okay, now there are some offices, such as the school board or the district justice race, where you can cross-file. I never agreed with that, but that's the system we're working under now, where Republicans can vote for Democrats and Democrats can vote for Republicans, and if you appear on that side of the ballot. Well, like I said, I never agreed with that. And that's something that should change, along with some other things. And that's for another video, my opinion on what needs to be revised and what needs to be looked at again and all those things. But those that the voters decided to move on, to keep in mind that you just embarked upon an awesome responsibility. The people selected you to move on because that's what you were. You run around, I got elected. You didn't get elected to anything. Nothing. You were selected in this part of the process to move on. At the end of the general election in November, and you are successful, then you can say you were elected. Following that process now? Understand how this works. When you have been deemed by the people, blessed by God and the people, who have moved on, please don't forget the people who put you there. You have a job to do. Okay, what proposal come before you? What is it? And your first and foremost thought should be, do this benefit the part of the constituency that you are responsible for? How does this benefit them? And if you can reason that out between what is being proposed and your colleagues, that this is a beneficial function for either the city, the board, if it's a school board, then it shouldn't be considered. You have to see the benefits of it. Those of you who have now been selected to move on to the general election, and if you are successful in November, after you're sworn into whatever position it is, what will be the benefit of the constituents that you are now responsible for? You are now holding accounted for. You're going to be held accountable for this, responsible for this. You have just embarked upon an awesome responsibility. And now under scrutiny. Oh yeah, your life has just been put under a microscope. Don't forget that. Interesting, isn't it? So I say congratulations to you, those who were successful. You know, I could go into this race or that race. I will congratulate all my colleagues on the Harrisburg School Board who were selected to move on. You know, congratulations to you. You know, but we have a good team. We definitely have that. Definitely have people there who care. I haven't yet detected anyone who is an inspiring actor. That's what I call them. You know, looking to be something other than themselves and be responsible for the position that they have. I don't care if you wish to move on, but don't use the board to do it. Don't use the council to do it. At least not openly, where the people can see that you just a buffoon. Don't do that. Do that. And those that chose to move on didn't run for re-election. And I definitely admire that. Just don't do it. Give someone else a chance. I really would like to do that job that you're sitting there holding everybody else up. Excuse me again. And that's the way it works. So, I love election day. Primary or general, win or lose. Because, see, I've always seen the glass half filled, never half empty. You know what I mean? And I've been involved in many political contests. I love every minute of it. And still do. Because I never saw a loss as nothing but another chance to do it better, to evaluate it, see the strengths and failures of it, and improve upon it. It's a challenge. You should never turn down a challenge. No, not in this game. Ooh. Because every cloud has a silver lining. You heard that before. Find the silver lining and exploit it. And you shall be successful. Yes. So, thank you all for participated in this political process, and definitely thank you for voting. I was impressed. But we need more of you to take place and take part in the political process. You can't complain if you didn't participate. No one's listening. Because the first thing out of their mouths is you complaining about this politician or that politician or this person who participated in this. First thing they're going to ask you, did you vote? Did you vote? And you go, well, I know. Well, they're done talking to you. Because you can't complain about something that you did not attempt to improve or to change. You can't complain about it. A good example is Donald Trump. We complain about this insurrection if we didn't vote. Did you vote to keep him out of? I certainly did. Every time he spun his head around to say he's running. Ron DeSantis. He is a Trump clone. And I know I'm getting away from the local politics over here now because I was done with it. Somebody moves on, that means they're finished with that subject. Got it? Because there's a national situation coming up. See, we have an election every year, folks. That is local, state, national. We're going to move into the national political season. See? And we talk about these two clowns. Well, Ron DeSantis is a Trump clone. That's all he is. He's a younger version. Even Trump said without him, there would be no DeSantis. Look at they got to share the same ideas. And speaking of DeSantis, who in the world picks a fight with Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mouse is an American icon. I think I touched on this the last time we were together. People that Disney is one of the most powerful companies in the United States. They're based in California and Florida. Disney World in California and Disneyland in Florida. It's a key part of Florida's economy. And this buffoon, the boy who would be king, picks a fight with Mickey Mouse. I just thought that was just extraordinary. I found that astounding. I said, "Are you crazy?" And he very well maybe. You jumped on Disney because Disney wants to be fair to everyone, but suggests you don't. You come out with that foolishness where you are attacking the LGBTQ community. Americans, that I might add, is helping to make your state economically sound because they spend money, buy houses, land, property, other properties. You just kick them right there. Don't say gay. And if they did, what did it hurt? Did it diminish your lifestyle? I watched that Supreme Court decision over a cake. People, what are we doing here? Over baking a cake. It didn't hurt nobody, and he would have been paid for baking. Why he don't? The Supreme Court decided he don't have to bake the cake. You don't want to bake the cake. A cake. Think about that, people. How ridiculous was that decision? But they're talking about diminishing democracy. It's still court decisions like that. Insurrectionist acts that took place at the Capitol, chipping away at democracy. As far as I'm concerned, Donald Trump is the biggest threat to American democracy that exists today. Still lying about the 2020 election. I was so disappointed with CNN for giving this fool a platform. And CNN is my favorite news station, nationally. Why in the world would you give? And I understand that CNN is under new management and somebody else bought it in it. And he's talking about, well, you got to get voice to everybody. No, you don't. No, you don't. And you certainly don't give voice to a traitor. to the United States. Somebody that stoked the insurrection against the Constitution of the United States. You want to give him a voice. You want to give him, he's running again, so you want to give him a second bite at the apple to overthrow this country. What's wrong with you? And then you stack the audience with the MAGA people that was clapping every time he breathed. He really had to say nothing. I expected to see that on Fox News, but not at CNN. I was very disappointed in that. And hope I never see that again. Oh, he's the number one candidate in the polls with the Republicans. So what? So what? A wise man said one time, we judge ourselves by what we're capable of doing. Others judge us by what we have done. I'm judging for what he has done. What he has done, which is horrible. No, you don't give any credence to that at all. He stoked for a year before the election. He set it up. Then he led a insurrection in the Capitol to stop Mike Pence, threatened this man's life to prevent the certification of our current president, Joe Biden, for being certified so he could remain in power, which would have made him a dictator. Because he wanted to be like his buddy Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, and all the rest of his terrorist buddies. Because he could say, I am the grand poobah of the United States. Not the president. Oh, he'd change that title. Think about these insane people that you elected in office, or you allow to be elected in office, and all the little imps, Jim Jordan and Matt Katz, Gates, Katz, whatever his name is. He's a fool too. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Norm Bobert and all the little imps, and there's only very few of them. You understand that? And making decisions for many, they got to go too. Because they very much was a part of the insurrection. But yet they're sitting in Congress making decisions for you and I. Get involved, people, and stay involved. Or you're not going to have a country. These people running it. Democracy will come a thing of the past. And they have no system to put in its place. So you're going to have total chaos. Just think about that. Madness. Everything you believed in and everything you believe this country could be. If you don't protect it, it'll be swept aside. And they have nothing to replace it with. Do you think things are bad now? They will be absolutely horrible if you allow this foolishness to continue. Think about it. And think about it hard. Get involved. Stay involved. To preserve the peace and dignity of the United States of America. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate it. I'll see you next week. Congratulations, everybody, on your wins. Those who didn't win, stay involved. Take care. Oh, well, very nice. Right.
You're listening to The Voice 1710.